Hey guys, it's Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how I do my enhance your beauty type of quick makeup. This is the makeup I wear on like an everyday basis. I don't wear makeup every day, but on the days that I do go out on errands, or today for example, I'm going to my mum's house for food. This is just the me, but a little bit more flawless type of makeup. So I wanted to share with you guys how I do that because it is quite minimal compared to how I do it for Instagram and stuff. Now this video is not really about the products, it's more about the technique and you know how I layer products up. I'm still gonna let you guys know the products, but don't feel like you have to buy these products to have a flawless base. Use whatever you have at home. So first I go in with a primer. I am using the Fasali Skin Tune Blur just because I do like the way this blurs my pores, and I typically use it on my cheek area and my nose. So this area is typically when my face starts to get oily, where my pores start to show the most. So this is why I want to have a primer on this area. The rest of my face stays pretty, you know, normal throughout the day. So I don't feel like it's necessary to have a primer there. Oh, you might have noticed I do have my brows on. I am a brows before foundation type of person, but you can do them after foundation if you feel like you want to. I find that people with more fuller brows like to do their brows after foundation or even as like a final step in their makeup. But for me, I literally have barely any brow hairs, so I need to see what's going on here before I do foundation and everything. But anyways, moving on to foundation, this will depend on your skin type, whether you go for a matte finish, a dewy finish. Most people already have their like favorite foundation, so just take your favorite one. I do have oily skin, so I do tend to go for a semi-matte slash matte foundation. So today I'm using the Conceal and Define in the shade 13.2. I just find that this shade matches me perfectly, and I love the coverage of this foundation. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit. So I'm just going to take that much, a very thin layer, and I'm going to use a brush to dab this into my face. I do prefer applying foundations with a brush just because I feel like I get the most flawless finish and coverage. And with this foundation, you don't need layers and layers because it is just so full coverage, as you guys can see. I'm also going to carry that down my neck. Some people do like to do concealer before foundation, and you can definitely do that too, but I just like to see what I'm working with, because if the foundation has covered, you know, enough already by itself, then I don't really need to go in with concealer. I don't think I need to spot conceal because this foundation covers everything. Because to be honest, on an everyday basis, I'm not trying to look completely like flawless. I just want to look a little bit more put together and awake. So I don't mind if a couple of my scars show through. Like, it just makes it look more skin-like, do you know what I mean, and not so heavy. So yeah, I was actually on the train recently and I watched a lady do her makeup on the train. I'm talking from bare face to proper makeup. Well, to her it was proper makeup, but literally she took a pump of foundation and like smeared it in with her hands like this. She took a dab of concealer, dabbed it underneath her eyes. She put a little bit of powder, she put mascara, lip gloss, and she was done. Like literally it was like a 5-minute routine, and I was just like, do you know what, it's so minimal, and we do so much for Instagram just to like make it interesting for you guys to watch and like give you some different ideas and stuff, but on an everyday basis we don't do all of that. So I just wanted to show you guys literally my realistic type of makeup routine. So that is the foundation. Now I would go in with concealer. I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is a matte concealer. I absolutely love this, and as you can see, it's not like 5 shades lighter than my skin tone. It is just like 1 or 2 shades lighter, just to give me that little bit of brightness underneath my eyes without being too much. And I also dab it in with my foundation brush, usually because my sponge is not wet and I just can't be asked, so you know. And also on my eyes, I carry it on top of my lid and just like this whole area. So next, moving on to setting the face. Now I do absolutely love this Vichy Derma Blend powder. I like to use a translucent powder because you can just use it all over the face. You don't have to go in with like a under eye powder, then a face powder, then this powder, that powder. You can literally just take this and dust it all over your face. So I'm taking some of that and I'm just going to start around my eyes and at my center of my face, my nose, because that place gets really oily throughout the day. Another good thing with makeup like this is it's very easy to touch up throughout the day because you haven't got so many layers built. Sorry, my camera cut off, but what I was saying is you don't have so many layers like built on top of each other. So it's actually really easy to touch up with powder without it becoming cakey. Then I like to take that same powder and just dust it on the side of my face to set the rest of my face. This is also a very beginner friendly tutorial because I remember when I first started makeup and I'd watch all of the YouTube videos, I felt so overwhelmed and it felt like I have to buy all of this. Okay, what's the difference between a bronzer and a contour? And it just felt like a lot of products and a lot of different steps. So I completely understand how overwhelming it can be to some beginners. So that is the base more or less done. I am going to go in with a little bit of bronzer just to sculpt my face, but if you wanted, you can totally just leave it like this. Of course, put mascara and a little bit of lip balm or lip gloss on, but for me, I do like to add a little bit of bronze to my face, so I'm going in with the Revolution matte base powder in P15, just a little bit around the perimeter of my face to bring a little bit of color back to my face, so it's not like all one foundation color. And I've literally been filming for 10 minutes, guys, and I'm literally almost done. So this is the quickest routine. Now I'm going to go in and set my face. I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter. I feel like this just prolongs the wear of my makeup compared to like a hydrating setting spray or any other setting spray on the market, to be honest. Okay, so next is mascara. If I'm feeling fancy, I might take the same bronzer powder and dust a little bit into my crease, but I'm actually leaving in like 10 minutes, so I don't have time for that today. Jumping straight into mascara. Lately, I've been mixing these two, and I just love the finish and the length it gives me. So this is the Mascara Revolution with the NARS Climax mascara. You can totally just use whatever you have. Everyone has a mascara, I'm pretty sure. So I kind of alternate between the two. Start with the NARS one because this one separates and lengthens really, really well, whereas the Revolution one thickens really well. Okay, so this step is optional. I do like to go in with a little bit of black on my waterline, but not everyone does, but it's just something that makes me feel comfortable, you know? So now we're gonna move on to lips. You could totally just leave it like this. I have a lip balm on. I think it's the Fenty lip balm, but I do want to go in with a little bit of lip gloss. So first I'm just gonna lightly line my lips with this Revolution Glory lip liner. Then I've been loving this lipstick from Oma Beauty. It's in the shade Angela and it's just this gorgeous brownie nude. Just gonna apply a little bit of that. It's just a gorgeous peachy brown, which you guys know I'm all about. And I'm also gonna top it with a little bit of Fenty lip gloss just because I do prefer a glossy finish. So yeah, that is more or less it, guys. It literally took me less than 15 minutes and it would have been even quicker if I wasn't explaining the steps to you. Extra steps like blush and highlight and eyeshadow, I feel like they are add-ons. They're not necessary to pull yourself together quickly. So make sure you let me know down in the comment section if your everyday routine looks something like this and if you love the results or if you are definitely an Instagram YouTuber makeup to the death of you. I definitely feel like there's a time and place like date night and, you know, events and days that you just want to feel glam AF, but on an everyday basis, foundation, concealer, powder, let's go, girl. Anyways, I'm gonna go now, guys, so make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you are a beginner, let me know if you want more beginner friendly tutorials like this. Make sure you are subscribed and I'll catch you in my next one. Take care. Bye.